Hush, does your heart feel heavy with the weight of waiting? You've prayed, you've worked, yet the path ahead appears frozen, leading you to whisper, "I am stuck." But listen closely. What you perceive as stillness is often the most intense movement. God is not absent. He is simply working in the depths, where human eyes cannot see. Today, we trade the frustration of the foreground for the quiet certainty of the backstage miracle. Let's dissolve the illusion of being stuck. We have breathed past the pain of feeling stuck, anchoring ourselves in the truth that the stillness we perceive is, in fact, the deep, deliberate movement of the divine. Now, let's look at the blueprint of silence. What is truly happening when everything seems frozen? 2.1. The underground work foundation over facade. When we feel stuck, we are often desperate for a quick facade, a visible change, a surface breakthrough. But God, the master builder, is uninterested in temporary fixes. He is always focused on the foundation, the root system of character. True, lasting breakthrough requires a deep root system of character and resilience. Silence is the season of root development. When a mighty tree is growing, the most significant work happens unseen, underground. This waiting period is building your capacity to handle the blessings and provision that are too vast for your current self. If the breakthrough came too soon, your weak roots would be uprooted by the weight of the blessing. The realignment of the soul. Silence is the laboratory where the soul is healed. God is using this stuck moment to strip away dependencies on external validation, achievement, and human timing. He is teaching you to trust in His presence alone, removing the emotional debris and fear that would sabotage your destiny later. This work is quiet, intimate, and often happens when you are most frustrated. The purging of the unnecessary. The feeling of stasis often means God is subtly removing everything that doesn't belong in your future. He is severing relationships, closing doors, and redirecting resources that would have been costly distractions. You perceive stagnation. He sees the surgical removal of everything toxic. This quiet subtraction is a form of massive, loving action. 2.2. The protection of the pause, the divine shield. We often view the pause as punishment or delay. The divine view is that the pause is often a powerful act of protection, the shield against premature exposure. If you stepped into your promise today, would you be ready to defend it? Sometimes the door is closed because the battle beyond it is too intense for you right now. God is using the time behind the scenes to equip you with the exact strategies, resources, and armor you need for the future fight. The delay is the shield. The calibration of timing. God's timing operates on a global, interconnected scale far beyond our understanding. Your personal breakthrough might be dependent on 5 other unseen movements: the market shifting, another person's heart softening, a regulation changing. Your perceived standstill is the precise calibration period, ensuring that all necessary pieces fall into place simultaneously for a perfect, overwhelming result. The wisdom of the empty space. When you feel empty or stalled, it is a sign that God is clearing the slate, creating a void. The divine hates a vacuum. The empty space is not a lack. It is a direct invitation for a specific, tailored miracle that only He can fill. Learn to honor the emptiness as a sacred space for new beginnings. 2.3. The Declaration of Trust. Resting in the midst of the build. The only active role required of us in this blueprint of silence is radical trust. Trust is the language that moves the hidden hand of God fastest. Stop pushing the closed door. True trust means resting the need to control. Stop frantically pushing the doors that are closed and use that energy instead to praise the doors that are opening in the invisible realm. Speak the outcome, not the process. When you speak, speak the victory, the destination, not the bickering details of the stalled process. You declare, "I am supplied," even when the account is low. You declare, "I am healthy," even when the body hurts. This declaration aligns your present with your prophetic future. The peace of the builder. Look at your life today and declare, "The master builder is on the job." He never fails to finish what he starts, and what he is building from me requires a perfect foundation. Rest in the knowledge that the current stillness is the necessary peace required for a massive, complex, and glorious construction project in your life. Your breakthrough is being engineered right now. Embrace the quiet. Trust the hands at work in the dark. We now hold the blueprint of silence, understanding that the stillness is simply the deep, focused work of the master builder. We are no longer victims of the standstill. We are confident observers of the unseen. But waiting does not mean being passive. Our role in this season is not to worry about the delay, but to speak power into the very silence we observe. This is the active role of trust. 3.1. The shift from worry to wonder. The power of perspective. Worry is the language of defeat. It focuses on the size of the obstacle. Wonder is the language of faith. It focuses on the size of the God working behind the scenes. Reframing the obstacle. That seemingly immovable mountain in your life is not a roadblock. It is simply the staging ground for the most visible miracle God has prepared for you. We declare, "This obstacle is the platform for my testimony." This reframing instantly shifts your emotional energy from fear to expectation. The testimony of the invisible. We must practice testifying about the things we know God is doing. Even if we cannot see them, we declare, "I testify that the right relationships are being aligned for me. I testify that the resources needed for my next season are already on the way. I testify that my healing is being completed right now in the deepest places of my being." This is speaking reality into existence. The victory of gratitude. Gratitude is the quickest way to silence the anxiety caused by the delay. Stop making demands. Start making acknowledgments. Be radically thankful for the little things that are moving the breath in your lungs, the small kindnesses, the clarity of thought. Gratitude opens the pipeline for the big things, validating your trust in the hidden hand. 3.2. Practical declares for the stalled areas, the action of the tongue. Long ting koi ko chung ta, kung fai la mot kam suk, do la, mot han dong ko loi noi. We must use our tongue to push past the invisible wall of delay. in specific areas. Declaring victory over timing. The illusion of being stuck is often related to time. We declare the redemption of time. I am not behind schedule. I am precisely on the divine timeline. The time I thought I lost is being restored and accelerated right now. This declaration breaks the oppression of pressure and the calendar. Declaring victory over relationships. When a relationship feels frozen or toxic, we speak clarity and peace into the atmosphere. We declare, any misunderstanding is being clarified. Any bitterness is being dissolved. The divine hedge of protection is around my loved ones, and harmony is established in my home. We use our words to preemptively mend the unseen fabric of connection. Declaring victory over identity. We refuse to let the season of waiting define who we are. When the world calls you unemployed, you declare, I am supplied and my next assignment is secured. When fear calls you insecure, you declare, I am confident in the divine design for my life. The words you speak over your identity create the magnetic force that draws your future to you. 3.3. Resting in the finished work, the final surrender. The ultimate act of speaking power into the silence is the surrender of control. When you truly believe God is moving behind the scenes, you can stop micromanaging the process. The surrender of the how. We tend to pray for the how. How will the money come? How will the healing happen? Speaking power means surrendering the how and focusing only on the who is in charge. We simply say, Lord, I trust your methods. Your way is higher, and I rest in your strategy. The posture of rest, the opposite of stuck, is not frantic movement. The opposite of stuck is divine rest. When you rest, you are testifying that the master builder is trustworthy and capable. Your rest becomes the loudest testimony of all, proving that you fully believe in the movement behind the scenes. The daily assignment. Your prayer, your declaration, and your trust are not one-time events. They are a daily practice. As you conclude this prayer, take the peace of the hidden hand with you. Let the calmness in your voice be the evidence to the world that you know something they don't. The biggest miracle of your life is being installed right now. The stillness is temporary. The movement is guaranteed. Now, go and speak the power of your faith into every area of your day. And so, you are released from the illusion of stillness. You have stepped out of the frustration of the foreground and into the quiet certainty of the divine plan. Remember this. The moment you declared your trust, the hidden hand moved faster. Your only assignment now is to embody the rest. The stillness you feel is not stagnation. It is the protected space for the miracle to fully form. Stop pushing. Start praising the master builder who never fails to finish what he starts. Go forth today with the profound peace of knowing that your greatest breakthrough is being engineered, prepared, and installed behind the scenes, precisely on time. Amen.